Welcome back, friends. Last Guy here, and it's time for more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And we're going to continue with part 1, because there's all this side chapter stuff I didn't know about. So we should do those. And that might give us more context, or just more entertainment. So let's go to the escapades, play some short extra episodes. Let's see how many we can do in one go. Episode 1 in Defendant's Antechamber. In the first of 8 escapades, Ryunosuke finds 2 troublemaking witnesses from his earlier trial having a battle of words in the Defendant's Antechamber, leading to a real tongue lashing. Oh, okay, these 2. Cause of the Koban, probably. You're about to play us, the escapades include spoilers for this. Yeah, we're good. Go. What? I really feel like you should not be able to unlock these until, after you do them. 22nd November, 3:08 p.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber number 5. Just look at my precious treasure now! Myself, I have scrubbed and scrubbed! But the repellent odor of meat will never be repelled from its resplendent surface again! But you have it back in your possession, at least. You should be grateful, old man. How dare you! Excuse me, but I'd just like to get at that, Zabuton cushion there if I could? Rest assured, you miserable military malefactor! This is not over! Incarceration awaits those who would defraud a senior citizen for his priceless treasures! Watch your tongue, old man. Mark my words, I won't. Sorry, Sergeant, but can I just get at that Zabuton cushion there as well? Oh. I won't go to jail, never. Imagine if I did. The very next day, my boy would stop without the chain of command in place to provide for him. Using the child to protect yourself? Myself, I call that abstinent cowardice. Oh, really? And who just employed the old man? And who just employed the old, poor, defenseless senior citizen tactic, The only way to fight an enemy who is using underhand tactics is a tit-for-tat strategy. We'll check my window. Okay. Sorry to interrupt again, but I just need to get at that Western-style cushion there on the sofa. Enough of this insubordination. What do you want, old man? Oh, please, don't mind me. Aha! Do my eyes deceive me? Or is this the wide-eyed criminal from the trials before? Wide-eyed, perhaps, but criminal, no. What is this unhealthy fascination you exhibit with the seating arrangements of the others, Why are we appearing under this cushion of this upholstered seat? Oh, well, the thing is, any luck? Did you find it? It's gotta be Kazuma, right? Yep. No, sadly not. I don't think it's here, Kazuma. Huh. You really are a liability, Ryunosuke. Report! At once! Have you lost something? Is that it? Yes, we were just on our way to a party to celebrate my friend's victory here, when... I realized that my university pin badge was missing. Oh yeah, we don't have that anymore later, yeah. University pin badge, you say? Yes, from my collar here, you see. Affirmative. Uniforms must be kept in prime condition at all times. A missing badge is unacceptable. I know what voice I need to do, but I'm not finding it right now. I think my throat's not there. I suddenly have a tickle in my throat. Not a good time. I better not be getting sick. I thought if I looked around, it would probably turn up somewhere. Like the old tale of the Koban coin and the steak. Ooh, just bringing that up. The parable of which I'm accurately aware. But I've exhausted my search now, really. The only logical conclusion is that someone must have stolen it. He turns over and is like, Don't look at me. I don't just find any old metal objects irresistible, you know. Imagine what would happen if a little trooper Ido here spotted something like that. Good point. I'm afraid we'll have to give up, Ryunosuke. Still, if you tell the office your student number, they should be able to issue you with a new one. What's the matter? Don't tell me. Yes, I don't remember my student number. Oh god. Ooh, that's not good. I don't believe it. I mean, this is the second time you've lost your badge, isn't it? Third, actually. Ugh. If you didn't think you could remember it, you should have made a note of it somewhere. I told you that until I was blue in the face the last time this happened. Ah, yes, I do seem to remember someone telling me something along those lines. It was you, was it? Wasn't it? Nah. You can't even remember who told you that you needed to remember it? Well, student numbers are 6 digits, Kazuo. Who could remember 6 whole digits? That's bad. That's bad. Yume isn't exactly a long-established university, you know. All of our numbers are still rather low. In fact, they only use the last 3 digits. Well, that might help, I suppose. That might help? Ryunosuke, it's only 3 digits you need to remember. Just 3! Sorry, my brain is such a disappointment. And he has, like, super memory, by the way, so that's weird. Yes, well, anyway, young man, I was greatly impressed with you in the courtroom today. Oh, you mean me? A lawyer already, before you've even graduated. And such a loyal friend to this one. This one? There you go. This one? What's that supposed to mean? Oh no, I still have much to learn. In fact, that was brought home to me in no uncertain terms only last year. My Achilles heel was spectacularly exposed by my best friend here. Indeed. What? By me? This is the first I've heard of it. Yes, by Ryunosuke Naruhodo. You can't have forgotten, surely. It was last summer, at the speech contest. The speech contest? Oh, that. Contestants had to take to the stage and deliver a public address, on any subject they chose. We were competing to give the most compelling and powerful speech. And yours was great and made a huge impression on the audience. Obviously, since I was a budding student of law, I was determined to win. And sure enough, one by one, my position fell. When I reached the final at last, I came up against you. Yes, so you did. Not being rude, but when I first laid eyes on you, I thought to myself, he's a bitch. This cheeky, wide-eyed no-hoper is out of his depth. He's going to be a pushover. That's your version of not being rude, is it? Well, I paid for my complacency, because it brought on that humiliating defeat. Defeat? How were your ranks compromised? My speech was going very well. I had the audience in the palm of my hand. They hung on my every word. And then, when I came to the very last line... Yes? What happened at the very last line? It was supposed to be a climactic end. Unfortunately, I completely fouled it up. Never! You mean, you stumbled on your words? Spectacularly. Even now, I can't believe I ruined it. Well, what on earth did you say, man? Ryunosuke, you'd better say it. I still can't get my tongue around it. Sure, of course. I can still recall it perfectly. What you said at the end of your speech, or rather, what you intended to say at the end of your speech, was this. So arise, ladies and gentlemen, and applaud our forefathers' plight and the fight for filial piety. But what did he actually say? And what went wrong? What indeed? Myself, I see no problem with the pronunciation of these paltry words. Are we about to get Japanese puns right now? But they don't translate well, so they gotta do it differently in English? In that case, old man, I invite you to say it yourself. Very well then, I shall. So arise, ladies and gentlemen, and applaud our forefathers' plight, and the fight for filial piety. Ah! It's impossible! That's it. The rise and ladies and gentlemen part, I delivered perfectly. But the next part had me floundering for a whole 5 minutes. By the end of it, I was on my knees in front of the podium, a blabbering mess. And that's when the audience started to heckle you. Arise, arise, they were shouting. Hell on earth! But then, of course, this man went and delivered his word-perfect speech with a perfect ending. How did it go again? Let me see. So, my dear fellows, the message is simple. Treat your father and mother with respect. Something like that. I mean, talk about stating the obvious. But the fact is, I lost to that speech. Tongue-tied is the only way to describe it. Well, it is quite tricky to say, I agree. That final fight for filial piety especially. And ever since that day, I've had this question whirling around in my head. Why did our forefathers choose such an awkward phrase? Was it to mock their children? I mean, it should never have been called filial piety in the... in the first place? Oh. At least you're going to Great Britain soon. It might not come up much there. Well, anyway, having lost that accursed contest, I came after you to ask you a question. How is it that you never trip up on your words? I inquired. And you just gave me a broad smile and said, Speaking fast is my hobby. I mean, really, what kind of hobby is that? Do you think you could take your hand off of that sword? Besides, it's just my way to pass the time. After that, you started talking to me at 10 at the dozen. After that, you started talking to me 10 to the dozen, like you were possessed almost. Honestly, you can't imagine the shock I suffered that day. You really can't. You're right, I really can't. Speaking fast is just the sort of hobby I'd expect a civilian like you to waste his time on. Well, you have to practice, of course, but there are some simple things to start with. Like this famous one, for example. Swift Samurai Sword swipes oh, damn it! No, you didn't! Swift Samurai Sword swipes silently sideways. Got it the second try! Booyah! Alright. Ah, yes. Even a decrepit tongue and an ailing frame such as mine can find its way around that one. I've no doubt. It's just a bit of fun, really. Can't imagine anybody would struggle to say it. Isn't that right, Kazuma? Oh, we're not. We're just being a jerk now. Swift Samurai Sword. Oh! A blabbering mess by word 2. It's not just a samurai. Every good soldier needs to be able to handle a sword. That's why I've been busy teaching Ido the finer points of swordplay. None of this wordplay nonsense, Private. Come to think of it, not long after that, we started to attend lectures together, didn't we? And we got into that debate about family values at the sukiyaki place on campus, do you remember? Yes, your argument was full of jokes and puns and wordplay as usual. I remember it well. Oh, was it? In any case, I swore that I would never let myself forget the shock you gave me back then. And as a symbol of how serious I took that oath, I decided to wear this, my red Hachimaki headband. Really? We got the origin story of that, huh? Sorry, Kazuma. Yes? You've lost me there, I'm afraid. I don't see the link. What does your red headband have to do with your oath? Because it will always remind me of that smug look on your face as you uttered those tantalizing words. What words? You mean another tongue twister? I practiced and practiced until my tongue bled, but in the end, I mastered it. Mastered what? Well, I think it's time you heard this, actually. Listen carefully now. Here goes. Red headband, lead headband, dead headband. There, word perfect, see? That's a hard one? Red lead dead. Oh, okay, sure. Oh, by the way! Wait, how was he murdered? How was he murdered again? She pushed him, right? Did she bonk him on the head with a lead pipe? No, no, he died from a broken neck. So, you know, red headband, dead headband. Lead headband. That's really bad to, you know, this led to... Okay, okay. There, word perfect, see? Dude. I had actually been meaning to ask you about that. About the story behind your headband, I mean. Well, now you know. So that I'll never forget the shock and humiliation of that day. That's why I wear this red headband, every single day without fail. Well, I don't know exactly how much of a shock you think you had back then, but it can't be more than the shock you've just given me now. The hell? What do you mean? Well, I'm sorry to have to tell you, but the tongue twister I said didn't go the way you seem to have remembered it. Huh? It's just as famous as Swift Samurai Sword, so I can't believe you don't know it, really. It goes red bread pan, lead bread pan, dead bread pan, man. Ah, got me! Red bread pan, lead bread pan, dead bread man. Ah. Wait, what? Dead bread pan, ugh! It seems I've knocked some wind out of you, that headband of yours. Not really, it's still going. It's not too late, Prophet. You can always start wearing a red bread pan on your head instead. Your youthful figure is manifest, young man. Your cheeks are glowing redder than your hachimaki. Oh. Why do so many words have to be so similar? So, looking forward to Great Britain, then. Where you'll have to deliver speeches in court in English? I suppose I can always shell seashells on the seashore. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Wow, that was 18 minutes. Or like 60 minutes, I kinda. That went for a bit. There's 8 of these. I'm gonna try to do 4, but we'll see if we can. In the first-class cabin. In the second escapade, it transpires that another crime was committed aboard the SS Beria. The stakes are high as Sholmes and Stroganov pursue the culprit, but there's more to the crime than meets the eye. Alright. Yeah, Cosmo just got pushed from behind and he just hit the ground hard in a bad way, didn't he? He didn't get hit with a pipe, did he? I don't remember the pipe. January 6th. 6:23 p.m. SS Beria, first class cabin number 1. It's almost 2 weeks now since we left Japan. I can't believe how quickly time has gone. It's amazing how tragic his death is. He was murdered by a lady who's like, now let me think about that. Let me see what my closeted boyfriend thinks. And then he just gets murdered. Gets straight up murdered. By this girl just on the run. Very unfortunate. Tragic. So our next port of call will be Shanghai. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Who could it be at this hour? A detective? A detective? Who? A great detective? I don't get it. What's a great detective? If you would just be so kind as to open the door. Oh yes, sorry, of course. So these two met before his death. Click, clack. Is there something wrong, detective? Are you investigating a case? Wherever a great detective goes, great cases occur. Indeed, I am the root of all evil. Sorry? Then I don't think I want you in my cabin. Under our very noses on the steamship, a terrible theft has just occurred. What? You noticed, I presume, the brief power failure a short while ago? Oh yes, the power couldn't have been out for more than 10 minutes, though. Indeed, yet that was ample time for this wicked crime to be perpetrated. I see. Well, clearly it's a case that needs investigating. Precisely. The culprit ran away in this direction, down the first-class cabin passageway here. Really? The thief came this way? I'm quite sure of it. It may have escaped the attention of the dim-witted crew, but not of the great detective. To that end, I would be obliged if you would allow me to investigate here in this cabin. Well... How curious. Is there some reason why it would inconvenience you to have your cabin searched? Inconvenience me? Well, I'd be lying if I said no. After all, my boyfriend's in there. There's a stowaway in that wardrobe right over there. It's just me in here, you see, no one else. So you might perhaps want to focus your attention on one of the other first-class cabins. As it happens, you are the only first-class passenger at present. The other cabins are vacant. Oh. Roan. Ah. Did that rather tragic rumbling of the stomach arise from within you, my good fellow? Of course. As I said, I'm the only person in here. Oh, right! He doesn't like chicken, so he gave all of it to Ryunosuke. That's why he didn't get drugged that night. It's not long until dinner time now, so perhaps we could do this afterwards? Oh no, okay, they haven't eaten chicken yet. Forget it! I do apologize, sir, but it is of the first importance that the investigation is not delayed. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait, where did he go? Right at the closet! How did he suddenly move all the way over there? Yes, without a doubt, if the culprit were to be hiding in this cabin, it would have to be inside this wardrobe. I shall need to examine this wardrobe thoroughly. I presume you have no objection? I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to decline. Really, you won't find any... Achoo! Achoo! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! He knew about him already? Did those two rather tragic sneezes arise from your good self? Of course they did. As I said, I'm the only person in here. You have a curious knack of talking while sneezing, then? Twice, no less. This is going to be a tough one to argue. I was watching you quite intently, sir, and I assure you I saw no signs of a sneeze. Couldn't Ryunosuke have held his nose? As I was saying, I shall need to examine this wardrobe. We've had it now, then. The game is up. He's examining the outside, isn't he? Click, creak. Nobody hiding in there, it seems. What? What? You seem surprised. No, not at all. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. He was in there, for sure. I shut the doors on him myself. And there's the sneezes. Knock, knock, knock. Knock. More visitors? Who's this now? Click, clack. Excusing me. Oh, Seaman Stroganov. Sorry for disturbing, but crime has been committed on board ship. Yes, I heard. A terrible theft, apparently. How do you know this? Ah, well, the detective here just informed me, you see. Detective? Yes, I assumed you must have asked him to investigate, Detective. Could you... Where did he go? I must ask you to cooperate with investigation into this crime. Fully. Uh-oh, he's glaring at the wardrobe already. Click, creak. Ugh! Well done, you found me! What are you doing hiding in my wardrobe? My good man, I was merely assessing the practicality of concealment in such a place. And I would say that at a push, a human could survive for up to 5 minutes in that cramped space. Yonosuke's been in there for a fortnight. Is he not human? Who are you? Shh! This is the moment of truth. The great detective is about to unveil the sordid details of this wretched crime. You mean to say? Yes, there can be no doubt that the culprit of this terrible theft did indeed conceal himself within this wardrobe. What? But that's impossible. He couldn't have done. Because my best friend was in there the entire time. Or at least I thought he was. How can you be so sure of this? How can you be sure of this? Elementary, my dear fellow. The criminal left behind the most revealing evidence. How else could you explain these 3 bones? Ah! What the... He's right. Look at those gnawed bones in there. And 3 of them. Ah, the criminal has escaped this time, but I will find him and crush him. Could I ask you something, detective? Why, yes, of course. I am always delighted to answer an inquiring mind. In this terrible theft, what exactly was stolen? Aha! What else? Put some steaks on the rib bone. Huh? Did you say steaks on the rib bone? For this evening's dinner, 3 rib steaks were stolen from Ship's kitchen only a short time ago. So it's not the chicken yet, okay. There was malfunction with generator and Ship was without lights for 10 minutes. Ship who saw criminals said that he ran away down first-class passageway. And now I am on his tail. I'm afraid to say, dear fellow, that the man is no longer in this cabin. But how? Through the cabin door, no less. Having devoured his hole in this wardrobe, the culprit discarded the bones and concealed himself behind the cabin door as you came inside. Then, when attention was turned to the wardrobe, he seized his chance to escape through the open door. What? Make haste, my good man, after the culprit. I shall follow presently. Something troubles you, sir? I think maybe criminal is not running away at all. What are you saying? What are you suggesting? Now I know where the dog is buried, Mr. Asuki. Me? Me? When I think that you are culprit, everything is falling in places. Huh? The criminal that disappeared in first-class passageway. The bones in the wardrobe. All clues are pointing the fingers at you. Don't be ridiculous. I would never. Yes, of course. I established at once that you couldn't be the perpetrator of this crime. You did? Why? How are you so sure? My dear fellow, there are but 2 things in this world on which one can rely with total certainty. What 2 things? The first is the word of a great detective, and the second is the growl of a stomach. There it is. The second is the tragic rumbling of an empty belly. Not again. When I first entered this cabin, there he did arise from this gentleman a belly rumbling so odiously tragic that it confirmed beyond all doubt that the man had not eaten a single rib steak in some time, let alone 3. Thrown again. Why do I have to suffer this humiliation when I've done nothing wrong? Curses, I will catch this thief. He cannot have gone far. Indeed, assuming he decided against the post-meal constitutional swim. Well, if you will excuse me now, my apologies for upsetting your evening. Detective, one moment, please. Yes? That was a most remarkable deduction. Perhaps you'd be kind enough to tell me your name. It quite slipped my mind. You have been talking with the one and only Sherlock Sholmes. I see. Well, I'm a Kazuma Asogi. I'm a student on my way to Great Britain. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Asogi. Oh, and before I forget... Yes? I feel I should warn you. Live cargo is strictly forbidden on this vessel. So you would do well to conceal the stowaway currently lying low under your bed as carefully as possible. Oh! Oh, under the bed? I bid you farewell, then, Mr. Asogi. When did Ryunosuke go down there? He's uncovered our secret. I suppose I should have expected nothing less. I'm a great detective. Now then, when did you move in under the bed? I thought we'd had it when he opened the wardrobe door. Ah, well, it was thanks to that split-second chance you engineered. Also, seriously? Ryunosuke? It's weird to be in someone else's perspective and just look at Ryunosuke, right? That I what? You distracted him for a moment, remember? When you suggested that he investigated the other cabins instead. Oh yes, he turned to look towards the corridor, didn't he? Well, I couldn't see what he was doing, of course. But I thought to myself, it's now or never. And the next thing I knew, I was under the bed. Really know to give me a scare, don't you? Anyway, what's all this about the rib steaks, sorry about that. I've just been so hungry. Really, Ryunosuke a thief, huh? Ever since we left Japan, stuck in that tiny wardrobe. Well, you should know, you've been splitting all your meals with me. Car going by. Well, you should know, you've been splitting all your meals with me. You must be starving too, surely. Right on cue. And there was that power cut before, wasn't there? For about 10 minutes? So it was then. I caught a whiff of the most delicious smell. And I thought to myself, it's now or never. The next thing I knew, I had the steak in my hands. This man just can't help getting himself into trouble. Well, alright, you were hungry. But 3 steaks? Thanks to you, 3 crewmen are going to go without tonight, I imagine. No, it was just the one. What? I only took 1 rib steak from the kitchen, that's all. But I don't understand. Hey, I'm not that selfish. If I'd stolen 3 steaks, I'd at least have tossed 1 your way. Yeah, right? I'm not your pet dog. Well, in that case, who stole the other 2? Ah! Do you think... Could there be a ghost on board? A meat-loving ghost? There can only have been a single bone in the wardrobe when Ryunosuke moved to hide under the bed. Which means that the other 2 bones can only have been put there by one very flesh and blood person. Right? Yeah, that's the thing I thought the second he said that. Haha. What's so funny? We're on a haunted ghost ship. A great detective, or a great mischief maker. Either way, I think I'd like to spend a little more time getting to know that man. The great Sherlock Sholmes. Right, Sherlock, right. Everyone gets that joke. Too bad, right? Tragically, he never meets him again. And we don't have any from beyond the grave stuff like with Mia and Maya, so as far as we know, he's moved on. His spirit's moved on. Or is he watching? If any Kurain school stuff happens next game. There's Supreme Court, Michelle's Suite. They're showing which characters are going to talk. Anoto's legal consultancy, Mr. Natsume's room, on Briar Road, in the Bailey. I want to do 4, but it's not going to happen. Looks like these are like 20-ish minutes each, 15 to 20 minutes each. And I might be getting sick, so we're going to have to cut short there. And next time, we'll do the next ones. We'll see how long these are. But that's going to be it for now. I should play it safe. Doing voice stuff does mess with your throat, so it could make things worse. So that's it. I had fun. Hope you have fun watching. That's what's all about it. Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.